I would like to introduce you folks to my Honduras curly hair. Look at that critter. All the hair's all over her. To me, this creature's amazing. Sorry about the shaky hands. This is a tarantula. This is a New World tarantula. And what do I mean by New World? I mean America's. If you can see there on her abdomen, she has some spots, speckles, little flecks. That patch right there, center frame, is what we call urticating hairs. Here's another specimen. Perhaps you can see hers as well. Right on the patch of her rump, right on her rump, that patch is discolored. Those are called urticating hairs. She'll use those back legs right there to kick those hairs. Those hairs are like little harpoons. They stick into the skin like fiberglass. If you breathe them in, it really is a pain in the butt. Let's see if we can see it on another species. This beautiful girl is called the chocolate golden knee. She lays significantly more webbing. Can we see them on her? Let's have a look. A low light. There you go. That patch right there of discolored stuff, also urticating hairs. Now I have one other species I want to show you. This one produces the biggest. Oh, this one, oh, she's Basque Accords here. Perhaps we can get a picture of her abdomen over here if I can see. Okay, here she is. I'm not getting too close to. I don't want to get bit, but you can see right there the patch of hair that is discolored, urticating hairs. This species is known to have extremely irritating urticating hairs. This is Elasiodora parahybana, or the salmon pink bird eater. She will grow to be quite large. She's a juvenile right now. Let's see if I can give you a size comparison here. I know the camera doesn't do particularly well in low light, but I want to show you how large she is. Now, I'm going to set a match next to her. There's the match. There, next to the spider, you see the match head. Get some back, my light. So, you can see how big she is. She is not full grown. She is probably 5 inches, maybe. Reportedly, they can get up to 8 inches, though 7 seems to be a good average size. So she'll get, come on, light, don't fail me now. Don't fail me, light. She can get, now, you know, rumors of 8 inches are out there, but I've not yet seen one that's 8 inches. I would be surprised if they got, if she got above 7 inches, actually. 6 inches seems to be reliable, but she's pretty big. I mean, match head, tarantula, pretty large. I'm not getting closer than this. I'm about 6 inches, 7 inches away, and I'm not gonna get closer. I'm one of those fellas. I don't like to handle my tarantulas. Why? I don't want to get bit. People will say, okay, well, tarantulas, let's get some light on me. You know, people will handle their tarantulas. I'm not one of those people. To me, they're not pets. They're specimens. They're zoological specimens, so to speak. And I don't want to get bit by one. And frankly, I don't want to stress them out. People say, oh, well, they're docile. This one's a docile species. No tarantula is docile. Dogs are docile. Cats are docile. You might find a chicken or a pig that are docile. Tarantulas are defensive, and they will put up with your crap long enough to a point. The reportedly most docile species, this girl right here, the rose hair, this is a little devil spider. She's not that big. Right next to the glass, there's my finger. She's a couple inches long. Bites everything, okay? Not a friendly tarantula. In fact, let me see if I can demonstrate that for you. I hate stressing my tarantulas, but in the interest of science, we're going to do it. Got me a straw here. Very, very gently, I'm going to say hi to this girl, okay? Look at that. That is not a happy pose. That is a fangs on the thing. I'm ready to eat this. Do you want that picking you want to pick that up? Go for it. She's feeling it. She's pushing on it. She's pushing it away. If I were to push this on her, she will bite it. I'm not going to stick my hand in there and try to pick her up. That's, to me, just insane. I don't have a death wish. I don't like to stress my animals. I'm going to leave her be. She can just sit there and do her own thing. Now, let's discuss how tarantulas eat. I'm going to take a shed out of her cage here. I think she's got one in there maybe somewhere. Where's my light? Your light. Actually, I've got a shed in this girl's cage right here. Not too much light, not enough. Camera. There we go. This along the corner here is a old world species tarantula, native to India. My goodness, that glass is dirty. Actually, you can see her pretty good like this. You know, she's got yellow on the front legs, white on the back legs. This is a Poikilothera striata, or P. striata, or Indian ornamental. Not to be confused with P. regalis. That's why we go by scientific names, because common names, she's an Indian ornamental. The P. regalis is an Indian ornamental. I've got a P. miranda sitting over here. You can kind of make her out there. She's also an Indian ornamental. Can you see her? Too much web on this. She's right there, maybe. No, anyway. She's also an Indian ornamental. Oh, there you can see her right there. That girl right there. That's also an Indian ornamental. Very different species of tarantula. Scientific names are the way to go. There's just no common names for these species, so we go by the scientific names even though they're a little bit harder to learn. So let me grab a shed out of this girl's terrarium and we'll have a look at it. I want to show you the feeding mechanism. Tarantulas differ very greatly from your conventional standard spider. They don't absorb their food or don't suck it up through their fangs. Their fangs are like fingers. They can flex them, they can move them back and forth to a point flex. I mean, as much as you can flex your fingernails near the tip where the black part is, but they use them to inject venom and to literally chew their food into a ball. We call that a bolus. Once they've chewed it into a ball, they've got receptors in between their fangs that they use to just absorb nutrients, similar to how the amino acid chains and whatnot inside our intestines absorb nutrients from our food. They just do it externally. Now, that sounds a little weird, but hey, they've been around for a long time, so it's a pretty good mechanism. So I'm going to pull a shed out and we'll have a look at it and see the fangs, we'll see the mechanisms and just have a look at it. Anyway, stay tuned, we'll be right back. I say that like we're going to an ad. I'm controlling this thing. To you, it's going to be like that. To me, it might be a half hour. Half hour, why? I don't want to get bit. Anyway, we'll be right back. Alright, I want to show you why I don't pick my tarantula. The L. parahybana is supposed to be a docile species. Some light over here. This camera doesn't work well in low light, unfortunately. So, set that right there. Now, have a look at this girl. This is a straw. I'm that far away. I'm going to touch her at the tip and pray I don't get bit. For science! So, you're supposed to be able to pick these ones up. Now, that is not a, hey, pick me up. That's a, I'm gonna bite you. Now I'm glad she retreated. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place something in front of her door so she cannot get out. I just have to find something. How about a CD case? Now I want her to go in there so that she cannot get out. That way I can reach in and remove the match. Oh, would you look at that? That might serve well. Hold on, let me see if I can get these out. Is that what I think it is? Yes, it is. Magnificent. Fangs of a molt. This is perfect. See that they're hollow? That is just the front fangs. There they are, shiny fangs of molted tarantulas. So let me set up and we'll have a look at these. Okay, I have separated the individual fangs. Now, let me see if I need to manipulate these. I'll use a match. It's very difficult to see with this camera, but right along here is the fang. And this is the in-between space, this soft, flat area right here. Here's the other fang. Now inside this hole will be all kinds of, well, basically it's what would line the outside of your small intestines. This is what pulls the food in. Excuse me. These things are very light. Now if I can adjust my lighting here, maybe you can see. So this, let me get this one turned over. There you go. So that is the in-between space between the two fangs. These fangs right here. Now there's going to be a muscle going along here. A hydraulic tube. Essentially it is hydraulics. They push fluid into that tube and it causes the fang to move outward, just like a finger. Except for in our fingers, we have muscles that push them out, or pull them out, and muscles that pull them inward. In a spider, they have hydraulics that push the legs out, and muscles that pull them in. So the legs always want to be in, but the hydraulics force them out. It's exactly the way a backhoe uses its leg, its claw. The same principle here, except for on a smaller scale. Let me see if that goes right in there, and I can actually push the fang out myself. You can see the fang right there. The fang delivers the venom. Let me pull it out here. Now you can see it a little bit better. That is the fang. You can clearly make out the fang, the small hairs that detect what it's eating. And then let me flip it over to the other side. Come on. That's not so smooth. This thing is so lightweight that it's difficult to get a hold on. On this internal side here, it looks very smooth, but they're small bumps, microscopic bumps. Even a shine of light on it doesn't do it justice. There are microscopic bumps on the inside of this thing that absorb the food. You can actually see how thin that is. The match head, or the matchstick, you can see on the inside of there. But that is the fang. That's the anatomy of the fang. That's how it eats. Now let me show you the foot of the tarantula. Very, very interesting. They actually have retractable claws. Alright, two more things for you. Flash, flash. Shine bright. Okay, so these two are very, very different species. This is a desert species tarantula, her molt, and this is an old world species of tarantula, featherleg baboon. Let's see if I can get some control over my scene here. Go away, little chunk. Okay, so much furrier on this one than on the desert one. However, this one, these things are so light. I don't know if you can see this. Of course you can't yet, because I'm crunching it to bits here, trying to control it. Anyway, move my light. You can see it has a very neon-y pattern. Very, very fine hairs on it. I'm just going to call it its palm, like a hand palm. On the very tip, if I had a better camera, I could focus on that, but right here are two very small claws. Can we get a view of that? No, we can't. However, they're tiny little claws, and just two of them. And those claws are retractable, just like a cat's claw. This pad here, very, very fine, short hairs, lodge into the cracks and crevices and microscopic cracks of items. And in these, that's how it gets hold on things. They're so small, but they have a very neon-y look, like a sign. You can barely make out the claw, that just black dot right there. So let's move that one out of the way and have a look at this guy. Can you see that one? I think it's too close. This camera is not the best. This is just a small cheapo camera. I got an EOS D80D Canon on the way. Same thing, palm here, small things. And then in the tip of its leg are small claws right up in here. And those claws grip larger cracks, crevices, and items. The pad grabs the small things. Along its leg are also many, many hairs. You can see all these hairs here, and these hairs are connected to the spider's central nervous system and send signals to the brain. It can feel movements in the air, it can feel pressure, it can feel touch very well through these hairs. Such an amazing mechanism. I swear that I have thrown food into my tarantula's enclosures and had it grab the food before it hit the ground. I suspect that's detection of movement through the air, disturbances in the air pressure around it, that enables it to do things like that. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I just know that these things have reflexes like crazy. Anyway, that's the leg. That's how the leg works on these critters. Whew, this thing is out of focus. What do you get for the cheap camera? Anyway, so what should we gather from all of this? Well, the things to remember, there are two main types of tarantulas. You've got your old world tarantulas and your new world tarantulas. The main difference between the two is that the new world tarantula's main defense mechanism is the urticating hairs. They will bite, however their bite is not as potent. The old world species, meaning Africa, Asia, India, etc., they don't have urticating hairs. Their main defense mechanism is their venom, much more potent. I would much rather encounter a bite from a new world species than an old world species, because a bite from an old world species will likely land you in the hospital, whereas the actual fang mechanisms going into your skin is going to be much worse than the venom on a new world species. That said, I'd rather not get bit by either. But these are main differences between a tarantula and a spider. Different, very different. One of these days we will cover spiders, traditional spiders, and how they differ from tarantulas. But anyway, that's your critter highlight. I'm going to redo all these critter highlights once I get my better camera. But for now, there you go. Thank you for watching. Hit your like, hit the subscribe, share this video. I know it's going to creep a lot of people out, but there's going to be a lot of people that are fascinated with it, such as myself. Anyway, thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Keep doing your thing. Go outside. Enjoy yourself. Love life. There's so much out there. Bye.